This is ABC 30 Action News, live at 5.
Those strong winds didn't stop more than 2,000 people from marching for more water on the valley's west side. The first leg of the march for water ended a few hours ago in Fireball. Tomorrow and Thursday, marchers will walk from Shields Avenue along Interstate 5 to Highway 152. By Friday, they'll reach the San Luis Reservoir in Merced County for a huge rally. Action News anchor Graciela Moreno has the message the marchers want people across the country to hear.
It was comedian Paul Rodriguez who got the crowd fired up this morning in Mendota.
Our only goal today is to make enough of a noise, enough of an impact, so that the legislatures in Sacramento who are meeting right now will grow a backbone. That's right.
As chair of the California Latino Water Coalition, Rodriguez says he is angry that legislators have ignored the Central Valley's desperate water needs for so long.
Can anybody live without water? I don't think so. I feel stupid trying to convince people of an issue that is so simple.
Growers and several thousand farm workers hit the road, marching along the fields where they would normally be working. Due to drought conditions and 0% water allocations, the unemployment rate in most of the area hovers between 25 and 40%. I am unemployed for that same reason, says truck driver Oscar Serrano. So I am here to support the march because it affects all of us. Their message to legislators was spelled out on their shirts and handheld signs, as well as up in the sky and on the side of dozens of semi-trucks and tractor trailers. Like foreign oil, this one said, let's see how you like foreign food.
This is the breadbasket of the world. This region provides the lettuce, the tomatoes, everything you can possibly think of to the entire state. So that's why the North and the South need to be sympathize what we're doing out here.
According to the Westlands Water District, 250,000 acres will not be farmed this year due to the lack of water. Third-generation farmer Lisa Grignani says the state has not begun to feel the ramifications of what is happening in the valley's west side.
We're operating only off of well water. Well water's a slow death for all of our permanent crops out there. It's only a Band-Aid. It's not a solution.
In West Fresno County, Graciela Moreno, ABC 30 Action News.
Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and Interior Ken Salazar will tour the Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta tomorrow by helicopter. A spokeswoman for the governor says Secretary Salazar also intends to announce federal stimulus dollars for California water projects.
I'm Graciela Moreno. Coming up new at 6, the message from the March for Water on Fresno County's west side is being heard loud and clear by county supervisors. The action the board is taking after seeing today's show of support for west side growers and workers.
Thousands of people took to the highways on a mission for water, their jobs, and their lives. Yesterday was day 1 of the California March for Water. Today is day 2. Justin joins us now with more. Justin.
Well, Faith, the state's water crisis has so drastically affected West Fresno County that the situation has been referred to by Congressman Jim Costa and Mendota Mayor Robert Silva as a depression. Yesterday, marchers set out on a quest similar to those that took place during the Great Depression, with farmers and workers looking for new opportunities. Only this time, they're fighting to get those opportunities back. Mendota was buzzing with passion over the state's water crisis. The shortage has been a major contributing factor to the 40 to 50% unemployment rate.
I said this last year, it's going to be a depression, and it's turned to be that way. When you have a high rate of unemployment the way it is, it's a depression. The depression wasn't even this high of unemployment.
It's a statewide issue. The water state are being cut back. And this march is to call attention to the need for more water development, a comprehensive plan for infrastructure, for storage, for taking care of our future needs, because if we don't, we're just not going to be able to handle our population and feed the world.
We live in the most fertile soil on the planet. We're in the #1 county of agriculture. This whole area has been blessed by God. The problem is God didn't bless the people that make the decisions with any brains. You can't cut water out of a farmer.
An 8 a.m. rally fired up the masses with hope that a resolution will come quickly to release additional water resources for California, with hope to bring an end to the high jobless rates in the region, with hope for the future. At 9 a.m., they took to the streets. en route to Firebaugh along Highway 33 for day one of the California March for Water.
The people need food and need job, and it's very, very important.
It's a depression caused not only because of the drought conditions, but it's compounded by the man-made conditions that are placed upon California's water system.
The 4-day march ends Friday at the San Luis Reservoir.
You will win this. Mom's going to have a job. Daddy's going to have a job. You'll continue to be the hands that feed the world.
And we're not going to stop until they open those pumps at the San Luis Reservoir.
Day 2 starts in just a few hours with marchers gathering on the east side of I-5 at Shields Avenue and then heading north about 7 miles to Nice Avenue. CHP will continue to escort the march, and Fresno County Sheriff's deputies say they will be traveling a farm road on the east side of the interstate, not the actual highway. Faith?
This is ABC 30 at Live at 5.
Hundreds of growers and farm workers walked several miles today for the second leg of a massive 4-day protest to demand more water for farms. Day 2 of the March for Water stretched along Interstate 5 in Fresno County. The march ends Friday in at the San Luis Reservoir. And Action News reporter Sandra Sandrick is live near Interstate 5 with the very personal reasons some people are marching and protesting. Sarah?
Well, Warren, this is where day 2 of the march ended late this afternoon. Many of the protesters have walked nearly 20 miles since Tuesday, and they say they will keep walking until their plea for more water is heard. Hundreds of people marched through windy weather on Wednesday, all with the same goal of calling attention to the state's critical water shortage, but each with a different story of suffering. Martina Guevara says she and her 7 children often can't afford to eat because she and other family members can't find work. She says, we don't have money to buy food because there's no jobs. Guevara is one of thousands of farm workers who have been laid off as farmers are forced to let their fields lie fallow.
After farming for 40 years, probably the worst year I've had ever. Farmed 1,100 acres. This year I'm farming 300. Laid off 4 guys.
Bob Dietrich's family has been farming for nearly 130 years. He says their farm survived the Great Depression, but it might not make it another year. Dietrich carried this picture of his son and grandson during the march because he says the water shortage drove them away.
My son, he moved to Texas because he seen what I was going through. And that's pretty hard for me to take. You know, have you do something for 40 years for your son, and you can't give it back to him.
Dietrich and the rest of the demonstrators are calling for an immediate temporary reprieve from water restrictions designed to protect an endangered fish species. And they're hoping this long march will convince lawmakers to listen.
Not tiring. To me, it's not tiring. I'd do this for a year if I had to. And if I knew it was going to come out where we were going to get some water, I'd do it. I'd do it till I dropped dead.
Protesters also want lawmakers to put a water bond measure on the ballot for the next election, and they're asking for public funds to help those facing overwhelming hardships. Day 3 of the march starts here at Nice Avenue tomorrow morning at 8. Live in Fresno County, Sarah Sandrick, ABC 30 Action News.